So I'm going to give you 5 really important signs that the girl that you are dating right now could potentially be girlfriend material. Every single one of these signs are super important, so it's critical that you don't overlook any single one of these signs. It could literally be the difference between you getting into a really wholesome, healthy relationship versus you getting into a relationship that's more toxic. Let's be honest, none of us wants that headache. None of us wants a toxic relationship. So if the girl you're talking to right now, if the girl you're dating does not display any of these signs, it is a huge red flag. She needs to display these key signs in order for you to take that next step and get into that long-term relationship with her. So with that being said, before we hop into all of these signs, none of this is going to matter if you don't have a strong dating life. If you're not having women come into your life right now, you're not consistently going on dates every single week. So again, if you're struggling with that, check out the top link in the description. That's my school community, South Asian Warriors, helping single South Asian guys transform and level up their dating life. Let's get your dating life back on track. So with all that being said, sign number 1 that she is girlfriend material is that she doesn't disqualify you for having opposing views. In today's climate, there's so much going on with politics and religion, especially the socio-political education kind of stuff. Yeah, everyone is entitled to their own opinion, regardless of if you lean right or left or you're a moderate. I believe in free speech. I believe that everybody has the right to voice their opinion, whether they're objectively right or wrong. Doesn't really matter. Everyone should be able to say what's on their mind and really stand up, right, for what they believe in, assuming it's something that's not psychologically crazy, right? So with that being said, even if your girl or the girl that you're talking to right now has opposing political views or a completely different religion or doesn't view the same stance in terms of money, education, career. Say you're a guy who is in business, entrepreneurship, and you think that's the best way to level up and make money. Whereas she's someone who doesn't see things that way. Say she wants the more traditional work setting, 9 to 5, right? She even might think that a 9 to 5 job could be better for you. But you disagree with her. You disagreeing, right? Even though you guys have opposing viewpoints, it shouldn't get her super triggered. Same thing with religion and politics. A strong connection goes way beyond, politics and religion, way beyond that. So I know today, in today's society, a lot of women, they disqualify men just because they don't lean a certain way in terms of politics or even religion. I think a strong relationship really depends on the connection and the vibes and really how you guys are as a couple in terms of when you guys hang out, when you're doing stuff. Even if you have just opposing viewpoints on more of these sensitive topics, a girl that's really wholesome, that could potentially be your girlfriend, she's not going to get triggered by that. She's not going to get triggered if you, for instance, believe the rich should not get taxed or the right is more politically correct than the left or vice versa. She should not get triggered because there's more to a relationship than just arguing back and forth on politics. Even with religion, say you're Hindu or Muslim and she is Christian, right? You should respect each other's religion. She shouldn't disqualify you because you don't believe in the same God or prophet as her religion. Yeah, respect each other's religions, but it shouldn't be a make or break. Now, it's going to be difficult with some women. Some women are really, gung-ho about politics, religion, automatic disqualification if you're not the same religion or don't view a lot of things the same politically. But at the end of the day, a quality girl, she is not going to care that much if, you guys don't always see eye to eye on politics in religion. And she's definitely not going to get triggered if you have opposing viewpoints. Strength of the relationship should be the respect you guys have for each other. It should be how you guys are in social settings, what you guys like to do for fun when you're hanging out. How strong is that connection? How are the vibes like? It should never be politics, religion being disqualifiers. So if you have opposing political viewpoints, right? If you've gotten to that stage and you've talked about that stuff and she's not getting triggered and she respects your viewpoints, mutual respect, regardless of different religion and political views, that's a good sign. Say you've gotten to date number 5, 6, and things like politics and religion come up. Even if you disagree, if she doesn't get triggered, can hear your voice, and doesn't bash you for having opposing views, doesn't get triggered, it's a good sign that she could potentially be your girlfriend eventually. So her not disqualifying you for opposing views is a great sign that she potentially could be your girlfriend. Number 2, the second sign is she has your back in social settings. Say it's been a month and a half. Chances are at that point, you're probably on date number 7, date number 8. At some point, you've probably met 1 or 2 of her friends. Let's be honest, no one's perfect. There may be friends of hers that, for whatever reason, don't see eye to eye with you. Does she have your back in these instances? Does she have your back, say, when she's hanging out with her friends and one of her friends, for whatever reason, starts talking crap about you, saying, oh, I don't know, he seems like kind of an asshole. Oh, he's a little bit too confident. He's a little bit too arrogant. Oh, I don't think he's a good choice due to all the girls he's dated in the past. Oh, I don't know. For whatever reason, you're not always going to get along with all of her friends, right? But in these key instances, does your girl have your back? Does she still support you? Does she stand up for you? A great example of this is actually, I have a buddy of mine. He posts content. He's another content creator, and he has a girlfriend. One of his girlfriend's friends, she actually found his TikTok. And he posts similar content to mine, dating related content, but the friend voiced issues with his TikTok. The friend voiced these issues to his girlfriend, right? And his girlfriend, instead of siding with the girlfriend stood up for my buddy. The girlfriend stood up for him, right? Saying, hey, he's not a bad person. He's on social media expressing his views. Everyone's entitled to their own viewpoint. That is a really good green flag. Overall, scenarios like this, signs like this, if the girl has your back, if the girl's friends are talking shit about you, will she have your back? Will she have your back or won't she have your back? Right? If she has your back in these social settings, you guys have dated, maybe gone on 6, 7 dates. She's gotten to know you. You've probably at this point met at least a few of her friends, right? You've dated for maybe a month and a half. The relationship's continuing to grow. There's just naturally going to be people, ultimately, no one's perfect. There's going to be people in her social circle that may not like you. In these instances, does she automatically side with them? Or does she stand up for you? Does she stick up for you? So, sign number 2, having your back in social settings, especially when her friends might be coming at you, right? That's a huge sign that the girl you're dating can potentially lead to being your girlfriend. Good sign that she is girlfriend material. Sign number 3 is she respects the hustle, the self-improvement journey. Now, if you're watching this YouTube channel, you're somebody who's in your 20s and maybe even in your 30s, continuing to level up, improve your life on various areas of self-improvement, fitness, making money, of course, doing the self-improvement habits every day, reading, journaling, no-fap, meditating, and improving your social skills, your dating life. Your self-improvement journey, in terms of the holistic habits, does she respect them? Does she even start taking interest into these habits? If she takes interest in various habits you have, right? She starts even meditating. She starts reading. She starts journaling even because she sees you journal. Or even before you guys met or during the early stages of dating, if she was already doing these habits before really getting to know you, all of this is a great sign that she is girlfriend material. In fact, if she's super wholesome, really into the self-improvement, just a very holistic, healthy girl, takes care of herself, goes to the gym, eats clean, she's not going out partying, going out to the club, doing degenerate stuff, right? She really respects the hustle, the self-improvement. She's just a very wholesome girl, into a lot of the same habits that you are doing. Or she just starts doing and implementing a lot of the same habits that you're doing from her being around you since you guys have been dating for a while. If she implements, respects, and embraces a lot of these habits, it's a great sign she is girlfriend material. In fact, the more she starts doing this kind of stuff, it really just makes you want to improve even more. In fact, if anything, it even elevates your self-improvement journey. Now, don't get me wrong, before you even met her, you should have already been on self-improvement, leveling up. You should never let a girl elevate your self-improvement journey to the point where you're doing it just solely for her, right? You should always do it for yourself. Always choose yourself first. Make yourself better physically, mentally. Become the best possible version of yourself. But when you start meeting these girls that are very healthy, holistic, wholesome, are also doing a lot of these self-improvement habits, gym, meditation, journaling, or they start incorporating these habits through hanging out and spending time with you, these are all great signs that she is girlfriend material. So sign number 3 is she loves the wholesome, healthy, holistic lifestyle. She is also on her own self-improvement journey, and she starts taking an interest also in a lot of the habits of self-improvement that you do. Just a super wholesome girl. Great sign that she is potentially girlfriend material. So, sign number 4. This is very important. No complicated past, right? She's not still talking with exes, texting exes, calling up exes, right? She's not always talking about her ex, which means she's not completely over her ex, right? She's not just hanging out and still entertaining all these other guys, right? If you guys have dated, especially for, say, at least a month, month and a half, at that stage in time, she definitely should not be mentioning her ex or mentioning other dudes. She should not be talking about her ex guys. But really, no complicated past. No talking with exes, not being hungover exes, not talking about them all the time. Another thing is not involved with any of the bad habits. In her past, was she somebody who was an alcoholic? Did she do drugs? Did she have kind of a dirty, bad, just not wholesome past, right? What were her habits like in the past time? Lastly, things like kids from another man, kids from another relationship, and now you have to deal with them, right? They're not even your kids. Kids from another man. Just all these complications can really destroy you as a man, as a single guy, trying to get into that healthy, wholesome relationship with a girl. So not having a complicated past is huge. Huge sign if she does not have a complicated past. So not talking to exes, not hungover exes, not involved with bad habits from her past, right? In the past, she wasn't doing any of this toxic stuff. She doesn't have a toxic past, abusing alcohol, drugs, none of that. And she doesn't have kids from another guy, right? No complicated past, clean past. It's a great sign that she could potentially be your girlfriend, a great sign leading towards girlfriend material. Lastly, the 5th sign is more of your own psychological thing, more of your psychological mindset. And you have to be completely honest with yourself, man. Be completely honest with yourself and don't overlook this. Are you embarrassed to be around her? Do you enjoy being around her? When you guys are in public settings, right? When you're hanging out in other friend groups, do you actually enjoy being around her? Or is she more of the girl that, is you'd rather be kind of low key, kind of be hanging out with her on the side because let's face it, you don't have any other option and you just settled down because she was a girl that was, say, kind of cute, didn't really meet all your expectations, but she was just a little bit cute, so you just gave up and you're like, why not? Right? This is kind of messed up to say, but when I was younger, there were girls that I would hang out with, but when it came to hanging out with them in public, even introducing her to other friend groups, introducing her to my friends, I really didn't want to because, one, she wasn't checking off the boxes on what I really wanted. In fact, she didn't even meet my attraction standard 100%. And I know that's so awful to say, but at the end of the day, I'm not gonna lie to you, if she doesn't fully meet the attraction standard, it's gonna be harder for you to commit. You're gonna have doubts, right? When you're out in public, this is a huge one, by the way. When you're out in public going on dates, are you staring, gawking at other cute girls that walk by instead of focusing on her, instead of focusing on the date you're currently on with her? Are you still, gazing at other girls, right? When you're with her, hanging out with her, are you gazing? Are you mentally having that note inside of you that, dang, there's another cute girl over there. I kind of wish she was the girl that's on a date with me. Dang, there's another cute girl over there. I kind of wish she was the one that I was talking to. She was the one that I was hanging out with instead of the girl that I'm dating right now, right? So psychologically, how do you really feel about her? Are you embarrassed to be around her in public with your friends? Or are you not embarrassed to be around her? Say things get a little bit more serious, you get into an exclusive relationship with this girl. Would you be comfortable flexing, showcasing to the world, right? So Instagram picture with her on social media. Would you really be proud to be like, dang, that's my girl? And then have maybe a couple photos on like your Instagram from time to time with her? Or is it more so of a, dang, I really hope I don't end up on any of her social media. I really hope that she doesn't take any pictures with me and sends them to friends, right? I really hope she doesn't make me take a picture with her. I really hope she doesn't question how come there's no pics of us together on your social media, right? So little things like that. You're not embarrassed overall to be with her. There's no embarrassment. And you really got to be honest with yourself. Are you embarrassed to be around her, or are you not embarrassed and she does meet most of your expectations? Now, let's be honest. No girl is going to be 100% perfect by any means. That's just impossible. So that's another thing you have to realize. No one is 100% perfect, but if she meets majority of your expectations, some of you all, let's be honest, you have insane, unrealistic attraction standards. You're not going to be dating Megan Fox or some top tier celebrity in terms of looks. But if she meets the realistic attraction standard, right? Pretty attractive, cute, wholesome, and you're not embarrassed to be around her from the psychological standpoint especially, then yeah, that's a great sign that she is girlfriend material. So overall, these are 5 of the biggest signs that the girl you are dating potentially could be girlfriend material. And with all of that being said, none of this is going to matter if you don't have girls coming into your life. You're not working on your dating life. You're not going on at least a couple dates every single week. You're struggling getting girls into your dating life so you can actually get to the stage where you can determine if a girl is girlfriend material. So check out the first link in the description. That's my school community, South Asian Warriors, helping single South Asian men transform and level up their dating life. Click the link in the description to check out the school community. Like and subscribe, drop a comment below. I'll catch you in the next video, Casanova. Peace.